welcome you all again to Camp David's counselor training videos. And we're doing a lesson here on reaching the heart of the campers and attachment styles. And with that said, let's get started. First of all, it's all about relationships. That's one of the more relationships you build with the campers, the more relationship you build with your campers, the more you'll be able to input their lives, and the more they'll respond to you. Campers are not projects. They're not objects to control. They're people. And each one of them come with different unique abilities, needs, personalities, gifts and abilities, but also challenges. These kids need someone who cares about them and wants to know them. We treat each child differently based on their needs. We have campers that come that are autistic, and we give them earplugs, and we have campers that come and, we'll get into a lot more, but we want to make sure that everything we do, that they're equipped to succeed in what they're doing. Relationship starts with curiosity, and we'll talk about this with the targets later on, but that curiosity of asking yourself, what brings them joy? What makes them excited? What is Damien excited about? Maybe it's basketball. Maybe he really loves football. And realizing and looking for those things, those abilities to connect with your camper. What positive qualities do they have? Maybe they're organized. Maybe they're funny. Maybe they're gifted at art. Maybe they're musical. What drives them into negative behavior? Maybe anytime they're corrected, they immediately attack another camper. Or maybe they go into negative behavior when it gets quiet and they need attention. Becoming aware of these, being curious about these things gives you the opportunity to maybe help them grow. What is their story? I can't tell you how many times I've been amazed when I hear a camper's story and then I watch their behavior. It's like, oh, that has a lot to do with that. And taking time to hear their story really is going to give you a lot more ability to connect with your campers and help them work through their difficulties. What is their pain? There's a triangle of the hierarchy of needs, and the peak of it they have for spiritual, and then there's emotional, that feeling of being belonging and love, and then there's the physical, the food, the water, and the protection. And taking care of the physical needs allows you to connect more with them on an emotional level than a spiritual level. So meeting your camper's needs creates trust and security. I remember one particular camper, she was new at camp and she couldn't find something. And she quickly escalated into negative behaviors. And just me connecting with her and saying, okay, I understand your bag is missing and we're going to find your bag. And that's really important to us, that we find your bag. When I was able to address that need, her behavior came back. She was able to go more toward positive behavior as a result of us being concerned about her needs. And so just being attentive to those needs. Behavior is often a cry for help. So in the same sense, behavior presents an opportunity to build trust. When you realize, oh, this camper, they have this need, and when you meet that need, you build trust. In fact, that's with a child. That's how a parent and a child bond. The baby cries, the mom cares for the baby, and that bonding happens. And so you as a counselor, whenever you're able to care for a need or help a camper find a way to resolve their need, you're building trust. Each camper is different. Each camper has a different family background. There's different ages. There's different abilities. There's different personalities. There's different triggers. For one camper, you correct them and then they really react to that. For another camper, watching somebody get corrected really gets them upset. So everyone's different. There's different culture, economic, city versus country, all kinds of different economic and cultural backgrounds. There's attachment styles, and we're going to be talking about that a little bit. And then everyone comes with their own hurts, with their own pains, with their own life experiences. Attachment pain, we all experience it. The deepest pain anyone feels is they're related to death, divorce, rejection. I've heard people talk about the death of a very close family member, and there was a physical pain associated with it. And anytime there's loss, there's pain. And those with secure attachments heal the quickest from attachment pain. So one of our goals in camp is to give campers more secure attachments to help them heal. A secure attachment is when a child feels that she belongs and she feels that they're lovable, and their parents are capable of giving them love, and they can give love and receive love. A dismissive child doesn't feel they're lovable, and they believe that something is wrong with them. If I somehow change somehow, then I would feel loved. I was talking to a camper recently, and he said when his dad went to prison the second time, he struggled with what's wrong with me. Why didn't Dad want to spend time with me when he was out? Why did he only want to hang out with his friends? What's wrong with me? So that was that dismissive. There's a distractive attachment where a child feels that others are not capable of loving them. So this is where they feel like mom or dad, somebody else they're broken, and so they can't love me. The next one is disorganized, where a child swings between dismissing others and being distracted with others. So we're going to talk about a little bit about how this comes out. Aggressive controlling, which would be a child who is aggressive toward other kids, or just they really want. They might be the one that's always hanging on the counselor's back. They're always initiating relationship in a very controlling way. Then there's a withdrawn self-hatred where a child kind of just pulls away from everyone, and that would possibly be a dismissive attachment. There is attention seeking, which could be possibly a dismissive attachment, where they're looking for attention, and so they're always talking loud. They're always doing things to annoy people to get attention, or to excite people to get attention. So with perfectionism, the child believes that if I do more, then they will be able to love me, and it's up to me to get them to love me. I want to talk a little bit more about the aggressive controller. So the aggressive controller is usually a camper who they have leadership qualities, but they're kind of initiating everything, where they want the schedule. They're going to tell you what they want you to do next. They want you to come with them. They want you to, and there's a lot of trying to make you as a counselor do things. On the same sense, they will be aggressive toward other children, kind of to push them away so they can control your attention and the relationship with them. And so what they need, what the aggressive controller needs is structure, so that they know that you're the adult in the situation and they can be the kid again. And so that structure of, okay, here's the rules and here's the expectations, and here's the consequences. And then pointing out that they have choices. They will tend to want to take the leadership, but you taking leadership again, okay? It's free time, them saying, well, we're going to go do this and this. You can say, okay, we've got some choices during free time. Now you're taking leadership, and you can say, these are the choices. We can go down to the petting zoo, we can play basketball, or we can go to the store. And let's get some feedback from everyone. And you're leading as the adult, okay? And then that's really healthy for them to have an adult who's leading their life. As far as giving challenge to them, they need somebody to believe in their ability and to stretch them higher. Sometimes, they're the ones with the negative comment, and they're fighting your leadership, and you being able to say, hey, I need some help with this. Can you help? I'm going to give you responsibility for taking the schedule today and making sure if the team knows that, and while I'm gone, that the team knows where they need to go on their next rotation, or can you help? Can you make sure the table gets wiped off? And so you're giving them responsibility, but you're also stretching them in leadership. And then engagement, acknowledging them in front of their peers. Amy, you did a good job at cleaning off the table. It looks great. Wow, you did a great job wiping it off. I can see you're really good at that. A lot of positive eye contact, just looking in them in the eyes and that I see you, and you're connecting with them relationally. And that's really important because again, they feel like I need to control the adults to get their attention. And so when you as an adult are relating to them and connecting with them without them initiating it, that's really important. Lead them in their strengths, if appropriate. Let them lead in their strengths. Look for opportunities for them to take on a challenge and to lead in that way. And then nurture. Give them high fives, pats on the shoulder, genuine praise. That's really important for them. For a child who's withdrawn, now this is a child who, it's time to do crafts and they kind of pull away. I don't really think I want to do crafts. They really don't do sports. They kind of play off by themselves. They tend to just pull away from people. Obviously, your aggressive controller, that's going to be they're going to lean more toward being a bully. Your withdrawn, it's going to be lean more toward being the victim. And what they need is a clear message from you that you believe them. That, hey, you can do this. This kickball game, and I don't think I want to play kickball. You know what? I think you can do this, and I'm going to cheer you on. Why don't you come on out here? And we're going to talk a little bit more what you can do with the kickball game. So let me just go through these a little bit here. Engagement, acknowledge their effort and performance. So you don't have to kick the ball. You don't have to get on first base, but can you get up there and can you kick the ball as hard as you can? And so they get up there and they kick the ball as hard as they can. Maybe they don't make it to first base. They come back and give them a high five. Wow, great job. You kicked the ball as hard as you could. That was great. And you're acknowledging their performance. And what's important for them, they feel like I constantly fail, so I'm not only going to try. And so when you can celebrate that success, even though it's not success like most people would label success, it enables them to go further. Challenge them to succeed in part versus whole. So if they're painting a porcelain elephant, that's overwhelming. So you can say, hey, can you paint the tusks white? And so they get the tusks all painted white. Great job. That looks really good. Can you paint the toenails white? And you kind of step them through the process versus can you paint the elephant, which becomes overwhelming for them. Give them tasks that they can succeed in. With each success, they're going to gain confidence. I think for a lot of these kids, they've just been shut down over and over again with you're not good enough, you're not good enough. And so they just shut down. Also giving them eye contact, looking in the eye, smiling and connecting with them, really important. Pats on the back, high fives. Also helping them pair up with another, helping them make a friend. Hey, this is Amy here, and you both like horses. How would you guys like to go down and see the horses with me? And the two of you go down to the horses together, and helping them start building relationships is really important. And then for the withdrawn child, that playfulness, surprising them with fun. Maybe you're outside and you're all hot, they're hot, and you squirt them a little bit with your water bottle. And they look at you and they laugh and you start running, and all of a sudden they're running after you and they're going to squirt you back. And but just engaging them in that playfulness. Show from your own life that mistakes are okay. When you drop some food on the floor, or you spill your drink and you just laugh about it and then clean it up, it helps them realize, oh, you know what, I can try, and life's not that serious. I cannot take it seriously. I can laugh. But also just share your own stories from your life as far as your successes in life. I remember when I struggled with this, and this is how I overcame that struggle. It's connecting with them and giving them a picture of, oh, so other people have felt that way too. Give them lots of praise. the wow, the well done it, the great job. It really helps a withdrawn child. Then we have the attention seekers. These are kind of like your Tigers. They are all over the place. They're the boys. When it's bedtime, they're making all the farting noises in the wagon. They're the girls who are flirting with the guys. Um, they just need this attention. What you as a counselor need to give them is clear boundaries. For the hyperactive boy, okay, this is okay. When Susie says stop, or when Michael, your cabin mate, says stop, you need to stop. Or when Susie says stop, you need to stop. And if you don't, here will be the consequences. And giving them that structure is really important for them. Challenge them. You know, it's devotion time. You're sharing the devotion, and they're talking all the time. You say, okay, you wait for 1 minute. I'll call on you on the next question. And that challenges them to, hey, I can sit still. Can I do this just for 1 minute? Engagement. Notice when they are respecting boundaries, when they are listening, when they are following direction. You ask them hey, can you clean that up and put it in the trash over there? And they succeed. They go and do it. They bring it back. You say, great job. Thank you so much for doing that. And that reinforces for them the positive, expectation of what you would like them to do. And it helps them realize, there's other ways to get attention other than annoying people, being loud, being obnoxious. Notice them when they're not trying to get attention. Maybe he's tired and you're walking back from the barn and he's just kind of walking beside you. And you go ahead and put your hand on his shoulder and say, you know what, that was fun being down at the barn. And you're noticing them, you're engaging him when he wasn't expecting it. Because again, with his attachment style, his expectation is the adults in my life are not going to notice me unless I do something to get their attention. And when you notice him when he's not looking for that attention, or when you notice her when she's not doing that, it changes that expectation that, wow, I'm of value. I can be noticed when I'm not trying to get attention. Give them positive eye contact. Eye contact, they all need eye contact. I had one particular boy last summer who just told the tallest tales. I mean, he was bit by a rattlesnake and chopped its head off with his pocket knife and sucked the blood out. And he was okay. And so I remember we were riding back on a fishing trip, and he was telling another one of his tall tales. And I looked at him, and I realized, okay, this is an attention seeker. And I just started smiling at him and listening to his story. And when he got to the end of the story, he said, well, that didn't really happen. And I said, that's all right. I said, I still think you're special. And I'm still glad you're here with us today, and we got to go fishing together. And it was neat because for him to realize, his thought was, I have to do all these grand things in order for somebody to value me. And then to be able to realize, this person just values me just for who I am. And that's a neat thing. And for him, it was really good. Give them lots of encouragement and praise. They are really looking for that. And with the attention seeker, touch is also really important. Give them structured touch. In other words, you give them, it's not just them always initiating touch with you. So maybe campers always wants a piggyback ride. It's always jumping on your back. And you being able to say, okay, here's my boundaries. You need to ask me before you jump on my back, and I will give you 3 piggyback rides a day. And so you created the structure, and you're kind of relating with them in that rather than them just constantly getting it. But at the same time, you can use touch is really important for them. So looking for opportunities for you to reach out to them and give them touch. Maybe they're doing worship and you're making all kinds of silly faces and everything during worship, and they're just kind of out of control in chapel. And just putting your hand on their shoulder rather than correcting them or anything, just putting your hand on their shoulder often will get them to calm down because they realize, wow, I'm in a relationship, and it really, really helps them. You can also give touch to encourage them, to give them guidance. Maybe just touching them on the shoulder gets that eye contact where they're looking at you and you have their attention. The next child we have is the perfectionist. Again, the perfectionist believes that if I am good enough, if I do things well enough, then the adults in my life will notice me. For the perfectionist, they need engagement. They need acknowledged on who they are versus what they do. So maybe they do a really, really nice job painting an elephant. And if you say, wow, you did a great job painting the elephant, that's on what they do. That's an accomplishment. Versus you could say, I really like the color you chose in the elephant. It's more of a purple color. Why did you choose purple? It's not a right or a wrong. Now it's who they are as a person, and you're acknowledging them as a person. They have a nice shirt on, and you say, hey, I like it. I like the colors in your shirt. You like bright colors, don't you? And so again, you're acknowledging them on a non-right or wrong thing, but really a personality as far as who they are. They need to know that you believe in them. You can do this. You're really gifted in this. Statements like that. And also in identifying their uniqueness as a person. I noticed that you really like animals, don't you? Again, not a right or wrong thing. It's just who they are as a person. You identifying that uniqueness and kind of helping them identify that as well is really important. Nurture, just like all children, they need lots of eye contact. So giving them that eye contact. Help them relax. Because they're really bound up. Because their mindset is, if I do everything right, people will love me, which the opposite is, if I mess up, they're not going to want to be with me anymore. So just, laying out under the stars at night, playing checkers, or just swinging the swings, all those things are not right or wrong things. Probably not checkers, but the swings, the walks, let's go down to the petting zoo and pet the animals. Those are all non-right or wrong things, which helps them relax, which they really need. The playfulness, the being silly, because it helps them realize life is not that serious. Maybe you decide to do your hair funny, or I had one mom who would put candy in her socks, and she'd say, there's something in my socks, there's something in my socks, and get the kids all excited, and she'd pull her socks off, and candy would go flying everywhere. And it was just weird and spontaneous, but it helped the kids laugh and helped them stop taking life so seriously. Help them to find value in failure. Their whole idea is, if I succeed, people love me. If I fail, I'll be rejected. And so taking time to help them find value in failure. Sharing your own stories about failure. This is what I learned. And I'm really glad that happened, because I really learned a lot more from my failure. And helping them, maybe they were got in an argument with somebody, and helping them think, what did we learn from that? Aren't you glad we were able to learn that through this experience? It really helps them realize that life isn't all about success. The failure is okay as well. It helps them loosen up. And then teach them that they are loved, even if they mess up. I remember I was at Grandma Pansy's house when I was 13 or 14, and we were having a pillow fight. There was a big screen TV there. She said, you need to be careful, because if you hit that computer scene, Uncle Tom won't be very happy. And I said, if I hit the screen, what would happen? And she said, well, we would still love you, but it would be very difficult. And it was a really good connection for me, and that it's okay. We do make mistakes, but it would be difficult. And help. So anytime I think anytime my kids really messed up and broke something, I can see it as, wow, that's a huge failure, or I can see it as, this is my opportunity to tell my kids, you know what, you are more important to me than our car, than our TV, than whatever.
Who's dealing with me? My mom? Come on, hurry up, it's cold! It's not that bad. It's wet. I don't like the wetness.
Hey, Cyril, can we talk over here? Please? Please? Okay, so you are really good at basketball, and the other teammates, they look up to you. And so you could use that to lead them and to build them up, and then we would, we'd be working together as a team. And but it is important to remember that you've got to show respect to them, and as we play, and because otherwise there's like a yellow zone consequences of push-ups, and we don't want to go there. So, all right, so you can do this. I know you got it.
Okay.
All right, woo! Let's go play. Good job, Emily. All right. Good job. Woo! All right. Good job. All right. Here we go. Do this.
Or on basketball?
I love the way you're playing basketball. You're doing an excellent job when you're out there. I think you're doing great. I think you could come and join me for a few more times, and let's try some more. And then if you don't want to play, you don't have to finish playing. But you want to try some more with me and see how much fun we can have.
I don't know.
Well, come on, let's try. Let's go try.
Okay.
It'll be great.
Ball? Here.
All right.
Woo!
There's another one.
Shot.
Do another one?
That's high up there.
Almost.
Where's the doggy in the mud? There you go.
Woo! Yeah!
All right, here we go. You can do it. You can do it. Woo! Good try. All right. All right. So here we go.
Try again.
You gonna do it? You gonna do it? You gonna make a try?
I can't do it.
Hey, Esther, can I talk to you a second? Hey, honey. I love you being on our team and us all being able to play together. We can't all do, everything perfectly, but we can have fun together.
All right. Your turn.
Maybe we could practice a few more shots, and then we can ask Papa Big Heart and Mama Rose, for some pointers on how we can play basketball better. You want to try that? You're doing a great job. I love the way you're trying. Let's keep trying, okay?
Right. Here we go. Woo! Good try. All right.
You want to shoot?
There you go. You can do it again.
Try it. Try this.
Hey, watch this. Watch this. All right. Yeah.
Woo!
All right.
Hey, watch this. Is great. Watch.
Okay. Whoa! Good job.
Guys, watch this.
Okay. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Woo! Good job. All right.
Try.
Katie, let me talk to you for a minute, okay?
Okay.
All right. So I really love playing basketball with you, and we're playing together as a team, and I'm trying to help everyone on the team. So a way you could help me is by just playing some by yourself, and then when I get a chance, I'll come over and I'll watch you, and I'll be able to see how well you play because you're doing really good. Okay. Well, I really do enjoy playing basketball with each one of you. and each of you are special to me. So you will get a turn, and each of them will get a turn. Okay?
Okay.
All right. So all right, you got this. All right, let's go. There's a basketball. All right. Great job, Katie. All right. Go, Esther. Woo! All right. Good try. Good try.
You get it. You get it.
Woo!
Joy. Joy is it's just that feeling of somebody's happy to be with me. Proverbs 17:22 says, "A joyful heart is good like medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Joy comes from being with those who love us and knowing that they are happy to be with us. We have joy. We're able to bounce back from hard times and intense emotions and get back to enjoying life. When our joy levels are really low, we have a hard time coming back. Joy helps us heal from emotional pain. So how do you feel a camper's joy bucket? First of all, loving them when they mess up, laughing with them when they make mistakes. Recently, I heard a story of two guys that they just built one of these first windmills, these electric power windmills. And just after it was finished, the gust of wind came up and it blew it over, just crumbled to a pile of steel. And the one engineer was just all uptight. Like, oh, I can't believe this happened. And the other guy is just laughing his head off. And he looks at him and he says, "Why are you laughing?" And he said, "Well, there's nothing else we can do." And being able to laugh, of course, and the first engineer who's uptight actually did start laughing again. And it was able to just help him relax. Because there really was nothing he could do. And when letting your kids, helping them laugh at mistakes is really important. So loving them even when they mess up, introducing them to Jesus, teaching them how to work through big emotions and come back to joy. When they get really upset, you staying with them and helping them find their way back to enjoying with the team. That's really important because a lot of kids get out there and there's anger emotions and they just get stuck there because nobody's ever showed them how to get back to joy. Play, laugh, have fun together. Sometimes, as a counselor, you got to wake up in the morning. Your campers aren't awake yet, and you just gotta say, "God, how can I have fun with my kids today? How can I laugh? How can I just enjoy being with them?" And He'll give you creativity. He'll give you ideas. Genuine praise. Just great job. Well done. Reliving those moments of, hey, you remember when you caught that football? And it was, I didn't think anyone was going to get it. I saw you catch it. Wow, that was so cool. Connecting with your eyes, again, that eye contact, looking them in the eyes and communicating with them that way. When your child is sharing, it's another way you can connect with them in joy. Be careful not to assume you understand or jump to a solution. We'll talk more. It's so easy to hear a story and you already jump to the answer. The camper says, "Well, I don't have many friends," and your immediate conclusion would be, "Well, we all know in order to have a friend, you must show yourself friendly. So, have you been friendly to other kids?" And the truth of the matter may be that he moves a lot, and so every time he gets a close friend, they get close, they move again, and they move again. And so he's always trying to make friends and then losing them. And it's no fault of his own, it's just difficult. And so you taking time to understand, well, why do you think that is? Well, and maybe he doesn't know. So you got to start exploring. He might think, I don't know. I don't think kids like me. And then you start to ask, well, do you move a lot? Yeah, I do. Well, that really makes it hard to make friends. Yeah, I guess it does because he's a child again. He's not able to think those things through. He just looks around and sees everyone else feeling connected. He wonders why he's not. You want to wait to give consequences when a behavior is a cry for help. I had one particular boy, his name was Solomon, and he had said something mean to a camper and gotten in trouble again. And when I was called on the scene, he was just running around camp, and he said, "I want to go home. I'm done being here at camp." And it would have been easy for me as account director to say, "Okay, we're going to pack your bags. We're sending you home." but there's a part of it that I was feeling was this is something's not quite right here. And so I went ahead and told the counselor coach. I said, okay, go ahead and call his mom and let her know that he wants to come home. And I was trying to relieve some pressure so he didn't feel trapped anymore. And then we started talking, and I started just kind of asking him questions. Part of it was de-escalating him, but asking him questions. So who do you live with, and what's it like at home? And then I said, you're doing great on your team. You just need to apologize for the thing you said and get back to your team. And then he made a comment that was the cry for help. It doesn't matter if I apologize, I'm just going to I'm going to get in trouble again. And I was able to see that his picture for himself was, I'm the one that always gets into trouble. I'm a bad kid. And so I was able to speak into that, going from his name Solomon, about how a wise man, though he falls, he rises 7 times. And I think the actual wording is the righteous man. I got confused. But anyway, I used it. And I said, you're wise. Solomon was one of the wisest men in the Bible. And I said, you're a wise young man. So yeah, you're going to make mistakes, but you're going to get back up and you're going to try again. And we all make mistakes. And we get back up and try again. And it was neat because it just kind of clicked for him. And he said, yeah. And he went and he apologized. And the rest of the week, really had a good week. But it was important for us to realize this is a cry for help. Let's look for the deeper need. When a child's asking, make sure you ask questions to clarify and affirm. It's easy to just assume you know what they're talking about. Back to the child who is having a hard time making friends. Asking them, do you have a hard time getting along with people? Asking those clarifying questions, and it also helps them know that you're understanding, that you're listening. So you really want to listen to the needs of their heart, and really catch what's not being said. And what I mean by that is sometimes there's this one presenting thing, and in their mind, this is the thing that I can have a problem with because it has value. But really, there's an underlying thing that's actually what really is hurting. I had a camper one summer really having a difficult time following the rules and everything, just bucking a lot. And then we realized it was his birthday that day. And so we got out a birthday cake, we sang happy birthday to him, and just celebrated his birthday. And it was neat because there was a change. And we realized he was really having a hard time. It was really about his birthday. Of course, he didn't know how to say, I'm really having a hard time because my birthday is not being celebrated today. But it was a lot easier for him to say, I don't like camp. This is stupid. I hate all the rules. I'm too old for this. And he might have, often there will be that little hint. I don't remember the hint there, but often there's that little hint of, yeah, I'm too old to be here at camp. I just turned 13. And the real deal is, I want you to celebrate. No one's celebrating my birthday. But listen for those slight, subtle things where they'll throw out a hint about the other hurt too, but it won't be the big one. What is their fear? What are they afraid of? Look into their eyes. Are they angry? Are they sad? Are they scared? Picking up on some of those things are really important as well. Just being able to read their emotions. And when you look people in the eyes, you can often pick that up. Read their face. It's more than just what they're saying. And then reflect back to their eyes what you sense they're feeling. If they're really angry and you're just looking at them smiling, they're not going to feel like you're connecting. But when you say, "Wow, you're really upset, aren't you?" and your face kind of matches that feeling of being upset, they realize, oh, this person's really connecting with how I'm feeling emotionally. Ask them if they felt this way before. Do you feel this way a lot of the time? Nobody wants to be my friend. I don't have any friends here. Do you feel like you don't have friends a lot of the time? Maybe that's the big hurt. Or maybe The big hurt is their friends are always abandoning them. Restate what you think you hear them saying, again with your eyes, repeating that, and ask them if you're hearing correctly. What I'm hearing you say is you're having a hard time making friends, and that really, really hurts. Yeah, that's it. And you're connecting that way. Let them know that you care, that you validate their feelings. Validating their feelings is not the same as saying it's okay. It's okay to do your behavior. Feelings are not the same as behavior. So they might say, nobody wants me to be my friend here at camp. And they just called somebody a name because they weren't feeling part of the group. And so you validating, wow, that must be really hard, feeling like nobody wants to be your friend. That must be really tough. And so I'm validating the feeling, okay? But I'm not saying it's true, but I'm saying, boy, that must be really tough. I'm sorry you feel that way. And then definitely not validating the action. And then after hearing their heart and ask them questions to help them think through what they should do to care for themselves and get back to joy. You're having a hard time making friends here. Wow, that's really tough. What things could you do so that you could connect with others and feel like, well, I'm still having fun here at camp? Let them think. What would you, if you had a friend here at camp, what would you like to do? Oh, well, if I had a friend here at camp, I would like to go to the petting zoo and play with the animals with my friend. And then, okay, well, hey, there's some kids down at the petting zoo. Maybe they make some good friends. Kind of helping them connect with their friends. Ask questions to help them think through how they can clean up the mess. They just squirted lotion all over another camper's sleeping bag. So they were mad. Okay, well, I'm glad you're back to a place where you're willing to forgive that person. And there's still lotion on their sleeping bag. What do you think we ought to do? Let them. Well, I think I probably ought to clean it up. Well, how are we going to do that? Get them thinking through how to clean up their messes.